Welcome if you're new to the page or the channel. I'm Julie Samaco, owner of Southern Charm Wreaths, where we make beautiful wreaths and teach you how to make and sell them. We're going to be making a Deco Mesh Christmas wreath. So let me put my computer out of the way and pull over our wreath supplies and stuff. Hey, Gwen. Okay, we've got people coming in, and it'd be nice if I could zoom in, but I can't for some reason. All right, let's put this over here. And can everybody hear me okay? Yep, we got volume. All right, hey Gwen and Sandra and Nancy, how is everybody? Let me get this out of the way. Put my phone on Do Not Disturb. This is a Deco Mesh wreath. Have you made a Deco Mesh wreath before? Sometimes people ache in South Carolina. That's near me. Sometimes, were you near the earthquakes that's been happening, Deborah? All right, I got distracted, which happens very easily. So sometimes I find people who have made a Deco Mesh wreath and some people who have not made a Deco Mesh wreath. So today we're making a Deco Mesh wreath. This is mesh. It comes in multiple lengths, anywhere from 2.5 inches to 21 inches. So depending on your mesh size. This is the 10.5 inch, and I'm using it on this 24-inch work wreath frame. So when you measure out these little twisty ties that come on the frame, let me angle this down. It measures out 24 inches. All right, so there we go. All right, so this measures, like if I measure from here to here, it measures out 24 inches, but the frame itself is 15 inches. And it has 18 of these little twisty ties. They're set, and because this wreath is an elevated wreath, meaning there's two layers. There's an inner layer that sits up higher than the outer layer. Because of that, that means that it's going to give you more thickness and depth in your wreath when you are making it. All right, so here we have it. So you can see where I've just gone through and fluffed, and at this angle you can see the elevation with the inner ring and the outer ring. So we've got an inner ring and then we've got the outer ring. So I'm going to take my Deco Mesh and start adding it to our wreath base. We are using what they call the standard traditional Poof Method. I just start with one of any twist tie and twist it on tightly, and then I work around the wreath, measuring out 10 inches. So you can measure out the 10 inches on the mat, and then just add it to the next set of twist ties. Verlene, is that Verlene attempted to make a Deco Mesh wreath, but it didn't come out that right. So let's see if we can help her out. Okay, so one of the things I'm doing is I want to make sure that these poofs, see how I've unfolded out a little bit? I want to make sure that these are the same height. So sometimes you'll get a wreath frame that's not consistent, or maybe you make your own. You want to make sure that these are roughly the same height. Well, thanks, Lynette. So Lynette's talking about the video that I did this morning on my Facebook page, and it went through, let me redo that one. See, I can tell already that this one's too tall. I'm going to redo it. She's talking about the video where I just gave some inspiration, I think, to some business owners who are trying to make a living with their craft business, and that's what I do. Make a living with my handcrafted business, handmade business. And it's not hard all the time. I mean, it's not easy all the time. There's always challenges, and so I was just trying to encourage them. So how was the candy last night? Did y'all have a lot of trick-or-treaters? So if you're watching this on the replay, we filmed this live. the day after Halloween. No, was that right? Has it already been 2 days? Oh my gosh, time is flying. It has already been 2 days. I don't even know what day it is. It gets, you know, when it gets this busy time of year, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. You guys are just like me, right? You're like, what's going on? Can't make heads or tails of the day. And even at work, don't you, even if you're 9 to 5 jobs, don't you just get like overwhelmed this time of year? Deborah had 50 to 60 kids for Halloween. Wow. So we had roughly 130. So we gave out the single size, the large, you know, regular size candy bars, and we knew that we had 136, and we gave out 130. We had 6 left over. Lots of kids. All right, so I've gone all the way around the inner ring, and when I get back around to where I start, I just open this twist tie up and lay it in and secure it back. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't lay right, so I have to open it up and then pleat it and then put it back. All right, so there's that. So we've gone all the way around the inner ring. Okay, don't worry, these things are going to move back and forth. Just let them. Don't fight it yet. Don't fight it yet. Now we're going to bridge the two together, the inner ring to the outer ring. So I'm going to take this and then just pull it to the closest needle tie on the outer ring and secure. And now we're going to measure out the 20 inches again. 20 inches on the inner ring and 20 inches on the outer ring. I love this mesh too. So this mesh is beautiful. I got this mesh from Trendy Tree, by the way. It works for Christmas. Can you imagine? So let's think candy cane themed wreath. You know, anywhere there's like a red and white theme. So it works for patriotic wreaths. It works for summer wreath. This is just one of those mesh that's versatile that you can use at any time of the year almost and make it work. Valentine's works on top of this. What other holidays do we have? I'm thinking of. It would kind of be hard to make it work for Easter, or maybe Halloween if you're into some kind of black and red maybe. But this is one of the mesh that I feel like it's pretty versatile, that you can get a lot of use out of it. So red is always one of those colors you like to stock up on, especially at end of year, you know, end of the season sales, because you just know that you can use it so much throughout the year. Lynette has all of her Christmas shopping done and half wrapped. Yay me, oh my gosh, yes. So I'm almost there, not anything wrapped. Thankfully, my kids are older, and I mean, I'm gonna wrap some stuff, but they wanted, 2 of them wanted furniture, and you know, like a piece of furniture, like a bookshelf or something like that. And so I went ahead and ordered them, because it takes forever to order furniture now. So I went ahead and ordered them. If they've gotten delivered, they're using them already. And I'm like, that's your Christmas present. I don't have to wrap it, and we don't have to put it together. You do. So I guess I'm kind of there too. Oh, Donna had 0 trick-or-treaters. Living out in the boonies sometimes is, you know, not so bad. All right, I've gone all the way around on the outer ring. So we've got, this is the last twist tie, or I should say the first twist tie. We started where we formed that bridge. Now I'm going to untwist this And I'm going to lay this mesh in and then twist it back. Terry, I did tell you to stop buying because you have enough, probably have enough supplies, right? Some of us have an overabundance of supplies. All right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to do the same exact thing that we just did on the outer ring. I'm going to do it again. See how we have a little hole right here? If you're using the 21-inch mesh, you do not need to do this step, but I'm using the 10.5, and we just need to fill in this little hole. So we're going to do the same exact thing, 20 inches, take it over, untwist the needle tie, lay it down, just doing it on top, twist it back, okay? Going all the way around. To me, this is the easiest style to do. It's less, you know, I don't have to do all the cuts. There's so many different ways of making mesh wreaths these days, and you know who invented all those ways? People selling the mesh. Nah, I think any way you want to use Deco Mesh, do it. So find a way that you love and you like, and then go with it. A lot of times people try to do all the fancy things, and I'm all about just getting it done. Because at the end, once you add everything, I don't really think you can tell a difference, in my opinion. So this is the 20-inch going through. It's sticking to each other a little bit on the edges. I just force it apart. Hey Maureen, did you see me on Facebook earlier? Welcome. Lynette had 40 trick-or-treaters. That's not bad. And do y'all get dressed up? I remember when our kids were really young, so the neighborhood we live in now has a lot of young families. All their parents were dressed up. And we used to do that a long time ago, but I didn't get dressed up. I was busy putting up my Christmas trees that day. That Sunday, I was tired. And they started promptly at 6 o'clock. Those trick-or-treaters did not wait for dark. We used to do dark, but I know that it was different back then. The time when they would adjust the time change, it was always earlier. It was before Halloween. Then they changed it a few years ago and moved daylight savings after Halloween. All right, so I'm just going around with my third row and I'm trying to pay attention where I started so I know when to end. This takes a full roll of mesh, so if you are making this style, you only need one roll of mesh. Mesh is really good. It holds up really well outdoors in the weather, and it also does really good with just giving a big punch of color on a door. So if you're looking for bright, fun, and whimsical, Deco Mesh is what you need to be using to make your wreaths. So this is enough just to make like a matching mailbox bow or something. And I'm going to take the little tail right here that I just cut off the bolt. I'm just going to shove it down in that wreath. All right, so we've gone all the way around. We've got 3 rows. This is what your mesh base should look like. Okay, there you could still see some of the holes, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. All right, now what we're going to do is move over to our ribbon streamers. We have 4 styles. All right, we've got, this is the 2 1.5 inch. So this would be like a number 9 ribbon. and then another 1.5, number 9, and then we've got number 40. So we got 2.5 inch and then 1.5 inch. Now, if you didn't want to buy 4 different rolls of ribbon, you don't necessarily, have to use 4 different rolls of ribbon. You could have easily just done, that. You could have just done 2 rolls. So it's up to you whether you want to do 4 rolls or 2 rolls. So I'm going to pull this over and I'm going to pair these together. So we're going to take our 2.5 inch and then we're going to layer on top of it our 1.5 inch. Okay, and then we're going to fold it in half, pinch, and then pleat. So we have our center. I have cut these streamers 13 inches long, and you're going to take it and we're going to just lay it on top of our twist. We don't need to untwist it, just lay it on top and then twist it a couple of times. And then we're going to make an X shape with it. Julie, you said 20 inch for the loops. Oh, sorry, 10 inches. 10 inches. I was looking at my mat, which was, I started at 10 and measured out to 20. I should have said 10 inches. Thanks for catching that. All right, so I'm going to show you again. We're going to take our 2 strips of ribbon, cut 13 inches long, fold them in half, and then pinch, and then attach to the wreath. Oh, I don't know why I keep untwisting it. I'm in the habit of doing that. The 3rd row so that we can fill it in. Somebody's asking why a 3rd row. That's so that we can fill in the base. I'm not using the 21 inch mesh. All right, see how I fold it and find the center, and then we're going to just lay it on and then secure by twisting twice and then creating an X with our ribbon streamers. Deco Mesh has been around a long time. I want to say probably before 2008, but I could find information on it around 2008. Deco Mesh came from the florist industry, and florists used to use mesh to wrap up florals, fresh flowers, to hand deliver to their customers. Or maybe they're dropping off some bouquets or something like that for a wedding, and they may just for presentation wrap up their florals using the Deco Mesh. Well, then someone, I don't know who, they came out with red. Somebody started incorporating it into Christmas tree and wreaths, and then it kind of took off from there once that happened, and started using them in Deco Mesh wreaths. Then they created this work wreath frame, the creators of the mesh, because they saw people, crafters like me and many others, using the mesh to create wreaths. And so they came out with this little work wreath frame designed specifically for making Deco Mesh wreaths. Isn't that fun? And I've been teaching Deco Mesh wreath making since 2011. And everybody always asks, is this a fad? Is Deco Mesh really it's just a fad, isn't it? It's not going anywhere. Really, it's not going anywhere. This will be on replay, Tracy, yes. The ties are already on it, Lori. It comes already with all the twist ties already on it. This all came, well, I'm not sure about the sign, but the ribbon. So this is wholesale. Two of the ribbons. One of the ribbons are wholesale. This one I think came from Deco Exchange, wholesale. This one came wholesale, and this one was Carolina Pottery. So I got my ribbon pretty much, a lot of places, not just one place. All right, so let me think of what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to do this and this. Usually I get distracted and I mess up my little pattern. I'm trying not to do that. These are fun to make if you were, wanting some. To me, the Deco Mesh wreaths are, you have to build up the base before you can start making with the fun part of it. So it does take a little more time. and it's, you know, a little tedious at first, but it's fun. It does make a fun wreath. Versus, you know, when you start with a grapevine or an evergreen wreath, it's already made. You could just start adding stuff onto it. So have the fall leaves fallen in your area, or are they just starting to change really nicely? So we still have change happening for our fall leaves. They haven't quite all fallen to the ground. All right, so we've gotten that one, and what is your method to your ribbon placement? I'm alternating, just alternate. You know, so I have like this is a pair, and then this is a pair, and then you just alternate what you add on. All right, and then we've got one more over here. Oh, red maple in your front yard. I bet that's beautiful. We don't have a lot of pretty trees anymore. We did in our old house. I kind of miss that. So you have 18 twist ties on this wreath. Therefore, you're going to need a total of 18 pieces of ribbon. So if you're pairing it up like I'm doing, you just need 9 of each. Okay, making that our last attachment. All right, so we've gone all the way around. We've just twisted on our ribbon, and you can see how fun is that. Now at this point you could stop if you want to stop and you don't want to do any more, that's fine. You know, if you can't find any fun cool signs or anything like that, you can absolutely just stop like this, and you would have a real fun festive wreath to hang on your door. But you know, I'm not simple, so we gotta add all the things. All right, so we're gonna do this sign. Don't you love it? Joy to the world, the Lord has come. That's what this one says. And we're gonna, let's cut off the rope. This is a metal sign. I'm trying to remember where I got this. I want to say Carolina Pottery. I don't know for sure. All right, let me figure out where I want to add it. I think I'm going to add it right here. So I'm going to get some florist wire. It already has holes. I don't think I have to punch any. Well, let me just check to make sure. Let's see how this is going to work. So I've got one there. Just attaching the wire. I may have to cut, I may have to punch a hole in the center. Let's just see if this is going to be too wide. All right, so this looking at the Wreath of the Month Club video and was looking at the ribbon thinking, does that really go with the poinsettia sign? Y'all, she's talking about this wreath that we just did in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group. Isn't that beautiful? So this was one of our tutorials that we taught, a very slow, detailed tutorial on how to place florals, how to secure them, how to make a very beautiful wreath for their door, or if they want to sell on their Etsy. That's what she's referring to, though. Okay, so let's see. We're going to add this on, and let's find a place through the mesh that we can secure this. I don't know. I'm going to just, oh, sorry, we've got somebody coming in the garage door. That was crazy. I'm in the garage working in my workshop and the garage door opens. All right, so now I'm going to secure this on the other side. I think I may have to cut this. Let's see. All right, let me redo this. I'm not liking the positioning of this at all. I think I'm going to do a hole in the center. So the center, adding the sign is one of the hardest parts, in my opinion, for a wreath when you're trying to make a wreath. And it's just a matter of not giving up, finding what works and not giving up. I'm going to just make another hole using this little hole punch. All right, so we're just going to punch a hole. It's called a beadsmith tool. And I'm just going to punch a little hole in the center right here. What was happening was the sign was too wide. Like I could get it over here and then it would be too far over here. And then if I put it where I needed it here, it was too far on this side. So I think I'm going to like it better this way. All right, so we're just going to add that right here. Anybody else work crafting their wreaths from their garage? Like me? I'm going to go right through this poof, I think. Nope, let's go around a needle tie right here. You're going to want to secure this to the frame, okay, not necessarily the mesh. You want it to always secure your signs around the frame. Could you not put ribbon under the sign? I guess you could if you wanted. Let's see if I can get this situated. Okay, let me just pull my stuff out. Just getting everything situated underneath before I commit to the other attachment. All right, right here. And we're going to get our hole punch and punch our hole. And remember, we're going to go around the wreath frame underneath. Shay says she wants to start doing it as a business, but she's scared. We all were. Shay, we all are. I'm scared going on live with you right now. We all have fear. But you don't let the fear be the boss of you. That fear is not from God. Don't let it hold you back. All right, let me just shift. And I feel like, is this one not right? I had a feeling I didn't do this one right. All right, let's skip this. Y'all, the husband's bringing in the groceries. That was him coming in. Isn't he amazing? Like, thank goodness I have somebody else that goes buys the groceries. All right, here's that. I accidentally tied it around, not the center one, but let's get this over here. I'm trying to, y'all, you just have to keep playing with it until you get the way you like it. All right, here we go. I think this is good. Now let's see if I can fix this. The benefit of using the wired ribbon, you can mash it and you can then reshape it. Okay. Let's make sure I can still read my son. All right, we need to tighten up this on this one. We just need to tighten up one end. Okay, let me check. Make sure this is good. Y'all can always tuck some of these under if you need to, or you can cut them shorter just so you don't, you can see the sign, but sometimes you don't know until you get the sign on there what to do with the mesh and the ribbons. Okay, so let me show you what we have. So we've got our sign added. Let me get that over that way. I think I'm going to punch a little hole right here and get that anchored just so it's laying flat. It's starting to shift in. There. Okay. That's better. Takes a little finagling. Just pulling over some of that mesh to break the leading edge of the sign. Okay, now it's laying flat. All right, so now what we're going to do is add our bow. So let's make a bow. Y'all want me to do the bow maker this time or hand? Here is, could you use a regular hole punch? No, not through metal. That would just cut paper. All right, let's use our easy bow maker. Some people have been asking about the easy bow maker lately. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I hand tied already 2 bows. So these are the ones that we have hand tied. And now I want to show you how to do it on the Easy Bow Maker. So the first thing we're going to do is our bottom layer. So we've got our 2.5 inch. All right. I'm going to cut that end. Let's see, well this I think this fits there. And we're going to lay this going vertically in these 2 dowels. And then we're going to twist, and we're going to make 2 loops that are 6 inches on your Easy Bow Maker, 6 inches. So there's 1, twist, and make the other one 6 inches. Push through, push down. We don't need to twist this one. Let's take this one over on this side. And this is layer number 1. Okay, so this is layer number 1. So now we're going to take our next number 40 ribbon, dovetail, come vertically right here. So we came on the other side of this bow maker. So we had 1 streamer over here, now we have 1 streamer over here. And then we're going to twist, and we're going to create a 6-inch loop. Twist, create another 6-inch loop. And have that streamer coming over on this side. So as you're creating your bow, you're sort of making sure that you are shaping it as you go. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is switch over to our red and white. 2.5, number 40 means 2.5 inch, sorry. Okay, so we're now going to cut our streamer, and we're going to come over on this side, twist, and this is going to be number 6 inches, 6 inches, right here. And then twist, another 6-inch loop, and we're going to cut right here. Okay, so we've got that layer. So that's the 1.5 inch, and now we're going to switch up to another 1.5 inch. And you guessed it, another 6-inch loop. Let me trim this off over here. So you see how you're just layering these little streamers on top of each other. These are all 2 loop. I do this a lot quicker when I'm hand tying. Takes a little longer with the Easy Bow Maker. But if you have a hard time holding ribbon in your hands, it's a lifesaver. If you have arthritis or something like that, it definitely helps. All right, so we've got that one. So these have all been 6-inch loops. Okay, so I'm shaping. We've got our 2.5 inch on the bottom, layered on top with our 1.5 inch. And now I'm going to switch to my 1-inch ribbon. So we're going to have that twist. And this is going to be 5 inches. Trim. And I'm going to go ahead and fix this right here. I'm just going to roll the ends up on the tail of that one. This is a double-sided ribbon. All right, so I think that looks good. Now I'm going to get my ribbon, my wire out and secure. How long are the tails? I guess they're around 8 inches or so. Pull this out. And then before I tie it off, I just want to move all of these streamers towards the back and then all of our loops towards the front, if you can. All right, and then we're going to secure this by twisting. All right, so there's our bow that we made using the Easy Bow Maker. And let me get my wreath. I think I like my hand tied better. I don't know. Either one works, but I'm going to look and see which one. This one seems the biggest one, so I'm going to put this one on first. I'm going to put this one over opposite of my sign. I'm trying to find the wire. Let's see if I can get this positioned over. That's good. Hey, Sherry, thank you. All right, so we've got that ribbon added, or bow, I should say, added. Just making sure we can see the good side of all of our loops. There's that one. Okay. Now I'm going to add one above it and one below it. Let's see, I'm trying to find all the ribbon streamers. Let's see, we need to move our bow loops around just a little bit. I got one to dovetail. Try not to cover up the sign. All right, so let's do one more on the top. So Natalie's asking how much these sell. So it depends on what you've put in the price of your wreath. So everybody is going to price theirs based off of what they pay. So even, you know, if you buy wholesale, you've got to factor all that in. Wholesale, retail. So you just take the price times 3. Would be a basic formula for retail pricing. I'm not quite all on the video. There we go. All right, so shape, fluff, shape. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the easel now so that I can see it a little bit better and then show you what it looks like hanging up. I'm going to go ahead and move this one. Put this up here. Okay, so at this point, I go around the whole wreath and fluff all of these ribbons. All right. Because they get flattened when we're working with them. Make sure the mesh is not hiding the sign, so you just sort of move those out of the way. Sometimes the ribbon gets twisted. You're just gonna make sure to pull all of these ribbon streamers out so that they're fun. It helps to establish the circle wreath too. Oh, that one fell in the way. Let's get that moved out of the way. That's cute. So at this point, if you want to add some more ribbon towards the bottom, you can. So it looks like it's a little flat over here. Let me make sure that this is turned. I think that looks better. Okay, so we've got that. And if you want to add some ribbon streamers, you can. Let's show you how to do that. So I'm just going to take some ribbon. Oh, don't you love it when this happens? They piece 2 pieces together on the ribbon bolt. All right, we got 1, 2, let's do this one. So you can use a steel pick machine, or you can actually just twist tie it into the needle ties right here. And we can cut these at different lengths. Oh, I didn't tie it good enough. Let me try that one more time. I had a feeling it wasn't in there good enough. I'm just going to use a steel pick. But you could twist tie it just like you've tied in all of your other ribbon streamers. And then maybe one right there if you wanted. We could do this one. Y'all gonna try this? Who is going to try this design? You notice I used a vertical sign, didn't use a circle. And there we have it. A festive Deco Mesh wreath for your front door this Christmas. You're welcome. You guys are welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you appreciate what I do here on my channel, make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to our channel so that you can be notified the next time we go live. Thanks again, guys. Bye.